Okay. Hi, Assalamualaikum to Madam. Uh, my name is Muhammad Aqiel, and uh, me and my friends, which is Arianna, Sophia, and Fazleen, will present to you about the merger and acquisition between SP City Berhad and IMP Group Berhad. So I would like to start with the history of company, where I will start with SP City Berhad Group. SP City Berhad Group is one of the well-known properties company since their establishment in 1974. SPCT among the biggest property company under PNB, Pemodalan Nasional Berhad, and they are owning more than 4,700 acres of land and have numbers of projects in 5 countries, which include Vietnam, Singapore, China, Japan, and United Kingdom. And they value the asset around RM 15.5 billion since the establishment in the industry. Next, we move to IMP Group Berhad. IMP Group Berhad established on the year of 2009. And IMP is not a standalone company, but a combination of three companies, uh, which is Island and Peninsula Sdn Bhd, Petaling Garden Sdn Bhd, and Pelangi Sdn Bhd. And IMP Group also one of the biggest company under PNB and owning more than 5,000 acres of land. And they valued the assets at RM 4.69 billion. And for your information, that this both company is listed under PNB. So before we move to type of merging, I would like to inform you that these two company is like at the first place they are not willingly to do a merging, but the merging process been told by the PNB so that PNB can extract more values in its portfolio companies and also create the largest property group in Malaysia that have almost 10,000 acres of land. And we move to type of merging. This type of merging and acquisition between SP, Setia, and IMP is the horizontal merger type. This is because SP, Setia, and IMP come from the same industry, which is the property developer. We move to chronology of the merger and acquisitions. The merger and acquisition process started in April 2017, where a non-binding memorandum signed between SP, Setia, PNB, and Amanah Raya Trustee Berhad. And on June 2017, SP City Berhad purchased IMP Group with price of RM 3.65 billion. This value has been said that SP City Berhad has undergoes the values of the IMP that based on their NPV. And on November 2017, the merger and acquisition process completed, and IMP Group Berhad currently officially a wholly owned subsidiaries of SP City Berhad. So we move to the next presenter.
Okay, so I'll be talking about the acquiring and target companies. In this merging and acquisition, SP Setia is the acquiring company while IMP is the target company. SP Setia completed its merger with IMP Group after it acquired 1 billion ordinary shares of the latter for a cash consideration of about like 3.65 million Malaysian ringgit. So with the transaction now completed, IMP becomes a wholly owned subsidiary of SP Setia. So this merging between these two companies is actually to revive the former, because like it is said that SP Setia, the brand is not as strong as it used to be after the resignation of former boss and other big guns, including acting president and chief executive officer. So like people are losing faith in the company. So I'll pass to Arianna.
Okay, so moving on to the synergies received from the merger and acquisition. As everyone knows that IMP Group actually has about 4,263 acres of land just in the Klang Valley and also in other states like Johor Bahru. And other than that, SP Setia Group actually has about 5,218 acres of land, which is actually more than the target company. And for the information that has been disclosed by the IMP group Berhad, they mentioned the public can see that this company actually has a good balance sheet, whereas they do not have a lot of debt. So the debt level is very low, which it is which the SP City actually sees that as an excellent platform in order to facilitate the growth between these two companies, and also to conduct the execution. And like Fazleen mentioned just now, back then SP City was not really a strong brand, but through this merger, they have created like a really strong brand name. And this merger and acquisition actually happened, and it is also in line with the parent company, which is Permodalan Nasional Berhad, where they have developed strategic development, whereas PNB mentioned that this move of merger and acquisition actually is to rationalize and enhance the limited holdings property investment. So I'll pass it back to Fazleen.
Okay, so in terms of defensive tactic used by the target company, actually in this merging, there is no defensive tactic used by the target company, which is IMP, because there is no hostile takeover. Both are sisters companies where PNB, Permodalan Nasional Berhad, is the parent company, and PNB is considering merging SP Setia with IMP in order to form the country's largest property payer by asset value and enlarge its product offerings as well. So we can say that this merging is more to like a friendly takeover, where it is believed that the proposed deal appears to result in a win-win situation. And that's all for defensive tactics.
Okay, so when we look at on the impact, there are actually a few impacts that can be drawn from this merger and acquisition on different parties. So first, when we look at the consumers are actually able to experience different kind of structures and developments, whereas these both companies are in the property industry, and they have like created different kind of developments in terms of property, where consumers may actually look at the different touch in terms of the structures. And when they merge their companies, it's actually really good, as they could contribute to different kind of ideas of building the property assets. And next, in terms of the company, we can say that the performance of the share price of these two companies will actually be great, as they already have a really good background and the history of being in the property industry. Though they can, from this merger and acquisition, they can actually increase the trust between these two companies. I'll pass it back to Fazleen.
Okay, as for the judgment parts, actually the acquisition does not really need to be done. This is because SP Setia has more than enough assets already. However, the plan to merge is basically to just revive, or you can say that to re-strategize SP Setia. What is less clear is whether such a marriage will prove fruitful for SP Setia or not. It is said that the merge will be a good marriage, as SP Setia can focus on premium properties, while IMP is a township developer, which offering medium to low-end houses. So it will be able to unlock the value of these assets and still be able to participate in the development of the land. If it is good, then it will get to enjoy the profits, and the next phase of growth for the company would be interesting to watch. That is all from me.
So the last part would be, what would we think of other companies that would actually make a good merger and acquisition is, first of all, is maybe Netflix Incorporation and Walt Disney Private Limited should be a really good merger and acquisition. This is because we all can see how these two companies are actually offering about the same range of products to the public and it throughout the world. So we as a group think that these two companies would be a really nice merger and acquisition. And as for in Malaysia, we think that Telecom Malaysia and Axiata Group Berhad would actually be a good merger and acquisition, though because they can actually like stream different kind of assets and all that. And I think that having that said, there are actually a lot of research and developments that need to be done by the bank company developments because before this all group. Thank you so much.
Right, is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, all right. So nice presentation. So I have only one question. So INP Setia and what company just now? INP Setia and
SPCT and ID.
sorry,
and
INP Group and SP Setia. So this company, what types of merger?
Horizontal merger type.
Okay, or horizontal merger type. All right, so that's all. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.